Our boy Sonny scored a hat-trick last night as LAFC smashed Real Salt Lake 4-1, which again brings up the old argument on the socials about Muller and Son, because the Son crowd were championing their guy as they should. The Muller crowd was saying, wait a minute, our boys had far more of an impact, Dubs, than Son. I don't know why they're even arguing, quite honestly. We can celebrate two nice things at once. But now Son's done what Muller did last weekend. Are we even again now? It's like we're at the starting blocks once again.
It's the Sonny and Muller tit for tat on the grandest of scales. And for once, Footy Prime's not getting distracted by a potato, as pointed out by Asa Rahman. Because Wonger brought it up last show, and then he was like, hey, a potato. And then we didn't dig into Sonny versus Muller. But this is why you have players of their quality come into the league. That's why you pay the big bucks. That's why you have all the fanfare around them, because they can deliver in these moments, right? It keeps getting ratcheted up. And I didn't see it, but it's theater. And that's why you tune in. And that's why the reach of MLS is going to be larger. And, you know, it's all these arguments like how many eyeballs do they actually have on these matches, whether it's Leagues Cup or regular season. I think Champions Cup, you could make the argument that it does get a following. But I think with the Apple deal, you know, looking at the nitty gritty and the actual numbers, I think these types of players ensure that the product, which is an ever improving product, gets the eyeballs on it.
What I like about it is forever MLS has been trying to nurture these rivalries for a long time, even forcing them when they're not there. And they have rivalry day and all this kind of stuff, right? Well, LAFC and Vancouver are beginning something the last couple of years even, with both having strong teams in the playoffs. But now we have the Son Muller component, and the fans and the fanboys, we'll get to that shortly, of both players are really kind of up in the ante here. So if these guys meet in the playoffs, and I really hope they do, because that would be amazing. Suddenly you got a rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's something.
you do.
Sorry, one going to jump in there.
No, well, I wanted to correct Dubs, and I know she hates this, but she made a mistake. It was not the global reach; it was the global reach around. So everyone knows. And then, secondly, I did watch the highlights this morning, and I have to say, not penalty kicks, not off of penalties. 3 real treasures of goals, 2 actually worldies. So you're kind of sitting there going, oh, now let's see the competition. And I'm not just doing this because I have the Dr. Jaideep sent me the Sun jersey, which, you know, but that's his old team. I mean, that's interesting too, seeing how well they're doing. But it does, to your point, Charms, they've now moved into 4th place. I remember when Cara was on, Cara Lang, a couple of weeks ago, she was worried that they weren't going to get a home game. Well, if they keep playing like this, they're going to get a home game. And all of a sudden, that looks like a really dangerous team because they keep putting points on the board easily, and they're outplaying other teams.
Yeah. With Dr. Jaideep's gift in the sunny Tottenham Hotspur jersey behind you, you're quite literally basking in the sun.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So
but like, why are you poking the bear though? Sorry, Charms. Like Wonger, we're talking about like the Sun fan base or fan boys and the following versus the Muller and getting everybody all lathered up. And now you're quite literally poking the bear at the Muller fan base, saying that Sun scored 2 worldies and none on penalties.
Yes.
So is that a little bit of a shot at Thomas Muller and the way he scored his hat trick?
It's not a shot at Muller. It's a shot at people saying the decision the jury was back in and the verdict is in, and Muller was having the bigger impact. Remember, JC also said, talk with our hands. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh.
Better for YouTube, just so you know.
Jazz hands.
Well, what I was saying there, Dubs, is the sun is also on you right now. The way it's coming through Diana Matheson's window, it's like you're in heaven. It's like you're in heaven.
Yeah.
It's how I imagine.
Don't go into the light, Dubs. Stay with us.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
You're being drawn towards the lights. You're going to see all these wonderful people there. Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Imagine I just disappear.
That was a Charlie Kirk thing, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Facebook right now and Instagram all about him being in heaven. Right, apparently he's in heaven, but we won't get into Charlie Kirk because we can't win that one. But yeah, the sun looks great, cascading, and it brings out your lovely hair as well, Dubs.
What is happening here? You guys are so complimentary of me.
The
this
ginger
never
and
happens.
the sun go so well together.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Do you still have last night's makeup on from your
No,
television?
the makeup is washed off, but you can see the remnants of the TSN hair.
Very nice.
Yeah, you got the flow there, right? But back to these. So what Wong is saying is that Son's hat trick was better than Muller's hat trick, but he's not saying that Muller's hat trick was terrible, which a lot of people will now assume he's saying.
No,
and you're picking sides.
But you can pick a side. I think what I would like to hear is from people who have no Vancouver, LAFC, or Sun or Muller bias, and just kind of take. Well, I kind of I don't know what my bias is. No, because I love Vancouver this year, and I want Vancouver to win. I just like seeing players coming over from overseas who everyone says, "Oh, over the hill," or mentions where they are in their career, who are elevating the sport, but not only elevating it, elevating their game and showing they can still do it. Because South Korea, they literally are, it was the 11th year in a row, or 11th qualification for World Cup, I think, that they've made it in, or something like that. It was some number like that. So they're going to be at the World Cup, and Sun is going to be at the World Cup showing, the world how great he is. Speaking of the World Cup.
I remember being introduced to South Korea as a kid at the World Cup, and I think it may be either 86, I think it's 86. They were scoring these worldies, like these incredible goals. They were shooting from everywhere. And I remember South Korea, man, what a team that is. And they always bring a lot to a World Cup. But what I like about, and this is sport in general, Dubs, is how we've got these two wonderful things in MLS here in North America, in Heung-min Son, Thomas Muller. It's all positive. Yet the fans find a way to kind of, chisel some friction out of the narrative. Son v. Muller. No, ours is making a big impact. No, ours is. They're not possessions. They're human beings, and they've just arrived. And they've both had an impact, and they're both bringing sunshine, there's sun again, to the league, I think, at the moment. We've got some comments. I mean, for example, here's one we got from BTS Forever. This guy loves his son. I won't read the whole thing, because, the thing, it goes on. So I'll start basically the first paragraph. Son was voted top 5 wingers by media, coaches, and players in Europe. Son is third in goal contributions in Premier League history. Only Salah and Kane are above him. Son have one of 4 in Premier League history to have 8 straight years of minimum 10 goals and 6 assists. Golden Boot winner without penalties. He and Kane holds the record for combo goals as 47 in Premier League history. Don't say he is not upper echelon without knowing his legendary status. He then goes on to
Can we talk about how we spelled upper echelon?
Echelon. Sounds like a right back for Russia. And then it goes on. Like, look, this guy loves his Sonny. Look at that. He lists everything he's accomplished. It's amazing. And who said he's not upper echelon? Was it? It was obviously one of us, or was it all of us?
You did. You did. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. It was you. You said it was no longer in the upper echelon. It can still say it was in that.
He is no longer. I think it's fair to say that he is no longer in the upper echelon.
I think that's
Thomas Muller's no longer in the upper echelon. They're not. They're in the MLS for a reason. If they're upper echelon, they'd be playing for a huge club in Europe still.
Are you kidding me? You don't think Son could be playing in Europe still? That's a crazy argument.
I didn't say that. He could be playing in Europe. Of course he could. But at a top club?
He could be playing at a top club. He could be
playing, starting and getting meaningful minutes at a top club.
I think he could be.
He came off a very average by a standard season at Spurs.
One season.
And then was at MLS.
He's
wonderful. And I'll be hammered for this. But he's wonderful. I love the guy. And he's had a brilliant career. He's a Premier League legend. But he's not at the upper echelon right now. You put him up upper echelon. Who's upper echelon right now?
Salah. Still.
Mbappe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk Prem though.
Happy. Okay, Prem.
Let's
Holland.
talk Prem. Yeah.
He's not there right now. He's not.
No, but he'd be in the top 10 still.
Top 10 players in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
No
I don't
chance.
know, strikers, like people who put the ball in the net.
I don't know. He didn't show it last year, did he?
The year before he did.
Yeah,
One
that was
down
2 years
year.
ago. That's 2 years ago.
Do you think
think we're
maybe it's a
getting- yeah.
Do you think maybe it's a case of there was that kid in school, in public school or in grade 3, who wasn't doing so great in grade 3. So they're like, you know what? You can stick around and do grade 3 again. And then he crushed it. He was pulling a 76 average. He was crushed you play on the
76.
Oh yeah, he was
That's my
doing great. Well, okay, 77, whatever. But it just took pulling him down a little bit to really bring out and let him shine and be the great mind that we all know that he is.
So who's that?
Son.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Is the MLS being held back a grade?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, MLS is because it is. It isn't top quality. It's up there. It's improving. It's very, very good, but it's not elite. It's not top 4 quality in Europe, for example. It's not even close. And you don't see guys in their prime going to MLS from Europe. It just doesn't happen at that level.
3 years ago when Messi came, was he still in his prime?
No,
No.
not even close.
Was he still upper echelon?
Messi was.
That's
Messi.
you're.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
But
you're
for
using
Messi-
this as I'm telling you that Son could still get an upper echelon contract in the Prem, let's say.
he could get a contract with some very big clubs in the Prem, but he's not starting for Liverpool. He's not
I
starting
don't know what
for Real
what's
Madrid.
upper echelon mean to you.
Okay, thank you. Because I think we're getting stuck on how you define upper echelon and not spelled ASHALAON.
Upper echelon is the best, the top, the elite.
That's a software, isn't it?
Yeah.
It helps you find toilet seats.
But I think that's where we're getting stuck. I'm not saying you guys
Yes.
would necessarily agree, but I think that your definitions of upper echelon might differ.
It could
Well, I had
very
a
well.
conversation, argument about world class. What makes world class? And the guy I was talking to was saying how, in his opinion, world class is top 23 players in the world, because that is your world squad.
Right, your
which
roster.
I thought was ridiculous. Because 23, okay, but there's different positions there,
right.
right? World class to me, you can have what if there's 15 world class strikers but only 3 world class defenders? It just didn't make sense to me. But again, it's subjective. What is world class? What is upper echelon? To me, upper echelon is teams that are contending and winning Champions Leagues every single year. PSG, upper echelon. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester City, still probably, but not so much last year. But the handful of teams, and yeah, could Sonny get a job somewhere at an upper echelon club? Yes, for numerous reasons. One of which is that he can sell a shitload of shirts. But he's not starting for Real Madrid. He's not starting for Liverpool. He's not starting for Man City right now. In his prime at Spurs, would he have started for those clubs? I don't know.
I think
I
so.
would hope so, but you think so? So
Yeah.
why you didn't? Why wouldn't
In
the-
his
the-
prime.
one of those
Is he
clubs have
still
gone
in his
for it?
prime? I don't think he is. Right?
Well, I think the numbers speak for itself, and the age. What is he now? How old is he now? Sonny is 30.
46.
30. In his early
We all
30s.
say Asians age young.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
You sure as hell do.
I'll bring it
He's
back to our
33. He's
original.
33. No one's in their prime in 33. No one. Not one player.
Jesus was.
I think that's God.
He
Didn't he
played
die at
left
26?
back for Bethlehem.
Okay,
Wasn't he dead by
JC.
then? I think he's
I
dead
don't-
by then, wasn't he? But he came back.
Let's see, it's a very thin line you have to walk between your prime and death.
Yes.
And resurrection.
But what you're talking about, Sharms, about these 2 great players going to clubs that are going to be contenders, and they're going to clash at some point. Obviously, with Sorensen, we spoke to Axel Schuster, and obviously it's been like a record-breaking year for them. You get this massive signing like Thomas Muller, but they have to get past the first round of the playoffs, or else it risks being a failure again, right? You don't get past the bar that you've set for yourself. So that adds to the spark, that adds to the narrative, fueling this rivalry. So it doesn't have to be divisive. I think you can have Son, who's elevating LAFC, get them into a position where they're steamrolling opponents and firing on all cylinders as they enter the playoffs. And Vancouver Whitecaps going to their fourth Canadian Championships final, dispatching of Forge. I know we're probably going to get that, even though I watched the first leg thinking, wow, this game is eerily similar to the first leg that they played to a 2-2 draw, not realizing that they trounced Forge 4-0. We'll get into that after as well.
That is amazing, by the way. That's
Yes. I was making supper in my defense.
Of the year. That is.
Yes. But you also get to the point where MLS as a league is improving year upon year upon year. It's no longer a retirement league. I think we're somewhere in the middle where players in their prime who have been in the upper echelon in Europe aren't coming over in their prime to play in MLS. That's just a reality. But we're getting closer to kind of the middle, where eventually it might be a league worldwide where it has the credibility, it has the deep pockets to be able to pay these superstars to bring them over, and it's not frowned upon. It's like, oh, this is just a different path to success, and then you're surrounded with more quality, whether they're homegrown or otherwise. But I will just add to all that Son's comments after he scores the hat trick is, I think I'm still adapting to this league. I think I can still play better than where I'm at for sure. So that is a scary, scary thought for his opponents, but that's instantly how they're able to inject the quality and elevate the performances of those around them.
I guess sorry, Sharps. I was thinking upper echelon to me is someone who can still go back and start on their national team easily. And if their national team has made the World Cup. So I'm just thinking, is Ronaldo still in upper echelon? I would argue he still has a place at the table. And I'm not, could be a big table, but I think it's your definition of
Last Supper.
Yeah, well, that's 13, I think, right? With Jesus.
Weird reservation though, because everybody on the one side.
Well, that's exactly they must have had a really good maitre d. Say, hey, you're losing 12 seats here. What are we doing? But I think of him. I think of Messi still going. Like Messi might have another World Cup in him, right?
He said, "I'm tired."
Oh,
remember?
He did, but he
become that meme.
He's got one more in him. He's got one more.
Yeah, one more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 4 years ago, I remember us debating, Charms, if Ronaldo was going to be able to play one more and Messi was going to be able to play one more, both of them. And Argentina and Portugal, with the vast depth that they have, and he's still like Ronaldo's still there and Messi's still there, that's incredible. And that shows me upper echelon, maybe at the last dinner table. They're at least on that side. They didn't get, you don't see their back. It's not Messi at the back. So maybe
but let's not put, but Messi and Ronaldo are outliers. Let's not put them at the same table as anyone.
You keep, we're talking upper echelon, and they're playing in leagues
but they're
that
freaks.
aren't.
Yeah, I know, but they're the two. They're like they've got a different restaurant, let alone table. They're at a different restaurant down. They've got the Michelin star guy.
That's not the conversation. Yeah. I think they have to be graded at the same level or at the same way, analyzed the same way, whether they're outliers or not. They're both playing in leagues that people sit there and say are discounted. And people say, they're over the hill. They're not over the hill. They're just not at their prime, which also means they're not at upper echelon. It's just that they're not the best player they were.
But they're over their hill. Right, they're still very, very good. They're still great.
Yes,
I mean,
they're over their hill.
Ronaldo's an interesting one because he's gone to this league that's clearly, second rate, scoring lots of goals. But then he shows up for Portugal and he keeps on scoring. Yeah. And I give the guy complete credit. I wrote him off 3 years ago now before the World Cup, saying it's time they moved on from him. Portugal, need to, have a new central focal point, and he's still there and he's still scoring goals. So what do you want? He's amazing. Messi,
and
same
Bruno
thing.
Fernandes gave him a hug. I remember I told you guys.
Most importantly, exactly.
Yeah, like, hey, we're accepting of your brilliance now, you arrogant.
But I think whenever we talk about any football issue or comparables and players, I think it's always unfair to throw those two guys into the conversation just because they're just so at their heights. They were so much better than everyone else, and even though they're over their hill, they're still upper echelon. They've still got a way to go. It seems that way.
I think a moratorium on ever using upper echelon ever again on the podcast.
Yes, I think you're right. It's too subjective.
Banned.
Listen, Son is still really good. I like Son. I love Son. In fact, he's one of my favorite players before people hammer him. Really good. But he came to MLS at just the right time for him because I don't think he realized the writing was on the wall as far as playing regular minutes at top teams. Although he was Spurs, which you could argue wasn't a top team
Well, they are
for
now.
a long time. And Muller self-admittedly says, listen, yeah, I mean, I'm on the old swan song now. That's why he signed an 18-month contract, not a 5-year deal at Vancouver. They're still very, very good. But I said, can we just enjoy them both? Here's one for you, though, from Camping Car. I don't know what it says. Camping Car. Anyway, one more thing. Fanboy? Question mark. Way to not hide your superiority mentality. Sure, the Brits may have invented the game, but not all the people in the world have to follow the game according to your snobby, narrow view of what a real fan is. Lots of cultures embrace their star athletes, especially outside of Europe. So why don't you chill, put some milk in your tea, and stop being the fan police? Because it's my fucking show along with these guys here. I can say what I want.
I don't think he's talking about you. I thought he was talking about Amy and her superiority complex.
Could be.
Now, listen, I don't agree with anything he says there. Listen, you can support your team.
Can you take it down?
However you want. However you want. But most sports fans support teams and they love their players. And I think it's not healthy to be dismissing a team you followed for years just because your favorite players left. If you were a Sonny fan for 10 years and vis-a-vis a Spurs fan for 10 years, now you're not watching Spurs because he's left? That's brutal. That's not sport.
No, but I have to tell you, I'm not a fanboy, but I got sick of the corporate layer of clubs and teams in North America. So I was always a player guy. I liked and that didn't mean I gave up on those teams, but I would also accept the fact that I could cheer for Son wherever he went. My player was Isaiah Thomas back in the day, and he didn't go anywhere else, but Charles Barkley did. Those are guys that for basketball, that went different places, and they made me a fan of the teams they were playing with. So I never gave up on, I was never a Sixers fan, but because I was a Detroit Pistons fan, so I couldn't be, right? But I did like the Phoenix Suns with Charles Barkley. So there you go.
And Kevin Johnson.
Players.
Am I a fanboy?
No. But players never trumped teams for you. You were always a Detroit fan, maybe because of the player you first connected with, but you remained a Detroit fan.
James, let me ask you a question. Sorry to jump in here. What happened when Adam Lambert joined Queen? Were you a Queen fan at that point? I'm going to guess
I was always Adam Lambert.
Not.
I followed Adam from American Idol, and then he became a Queen. Okay. So now I'm a Queen fan.
Oh.
No.
So, but there it is. So you replace, so maybe there's a lot of fans in, say, South Korea who are not fans of Spurs anymore.
Okay, here's one for JC.
Okay.
I think JC has a good one.
I couldn't name one Adam Lambert song.
Well, you can name every Queen song, and
he's saying every one.
I was a Queen fan before Adam Lambert.
Are you still a Queen fan with Adam Lambert as lead singer?
Of course. Listen, it's different. It's a touring band now. They're not recording music. Let's not compare Freddie to Adam Lambert.
Are you Homer going back into the bushes?
No, I'm a Queen fan, and regardless who was fronting the band, but Freddie Mercury was Queen. Queen was Freddie Mercury. Freddie died. Unfortunately, he didn't go to MLS. Although,
I thought he went to a farm upstate.
No, definitely. If Freddie Mercury went to MLS, I'm trying to think which team he'd go to. Probably LA. I would think probably LAFC. No, maybe he's a Galaxy. Mercury Galaxy. Oh. He's a Galaxy player. That's where Freddie Mercury goes.
And so you would not, if he had gone to Galaxy.
Different band.
So let's say he went to give us a band that was in the same space for you.
Okay, so Freddie Mercury leaves Queen
and
he joins Led Zeppelin. Robert Plant's buggered off and he joins. Is now Led Zeppelin my favorite band because Freddie's now fronting them? No.
Queen is still my favorite band. Do you like Led Zeppelin, and before you may not have?
but I did like Les Zeppelin beforehand.
You're not making this.
You guys are both
Well, it's true. I'm just being honest. Okay, let's say he
So
joins
salty.
BTS. He joins BTS. Okay, to keep this right. Am I now a BTS fan?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
that'd be incredible.
That doesn't mean I'm not a
Freddie
Queen
Mercury
fan.
and BTS. That'd be amazing. Be
Amazing.
dancing and
Oh yeah.
moving to the
Get the
beat.
moves.
don't eat my cord. Caddy, no. Sorry, Caddy's eating my headphone cord.
Diana Matheson, Canadian legend, is eating a cord and trying to destroy another Canadian legend, Amy Walsh's computer.
No, her cat is.
So yeah, if Freddie Mercury joined BTS and I wasn't a BTS fan before he went there, would I now be? I'd be very curious. I'd give him a good try for sure. But I'm still a Queen fan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what you mean
unless,
by fanboy.
unless Rivers Cuomo went to Queen, then I wouldn't be a Queen fan. So I don't
Ooh,
like
no.
Rivers Cuomo.
Really?
Mm.
See, I like Rivers Cuomo for treating you like shit, and then I can be
That's the
very
reason.
happy about Weezer. Yeah, I can be
That's
going,
the
hey,
reason.
Weezer Blue album, still brilliant. El Scorchio, brilliant.
It's tough actually because Weezer is a really good band, but
They really are. Yeah.
Can I just
Excellent.
add to that conversation a little bit? Like, I grew up a basketball player. I played tons of different sports. So I was a point guard. So I was a big fan of John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. I had posters of all three of them on my wall in my room and admired them as players, but I didn't necessarily watch them or follow the NBA, nor was I fans of the respective teams. But I liked the players a lot and they inspired me. And I wanted to, like, there's certain patterns of play and things that they did with the ball that I tried to copy and emulate. And I think you're seeing now in women's sports too, that the fandom, what makes it up is the loyalty to the individual players who have their own brand and push themselves forward with all of their foibles, but also all their strengths, but it's unapologetically who they are. And it's very much front and center. And that's first. And the fans adore that. And they follow these players if they, through different trades and different moves and different leagues potentially. And that's what the fandom is. And I think that there's something refreshing about that.
You know what it is, Dubs? I think it's fan culture, how it differs from over in Europe to over here.
Yeah.
It's so more tribal over there. It's you are a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan. You are not a fan of anyone else, and you hope they all lose all the time. It's so ingrained in you. Whereas over here, it's a little bit more, and I don't mean this in a bad way, a bit more plasticky. It's more franchise driven.
Yeah, I don't
right?
know how anyone could take that.
No, I'm not saying you're not fans. You are fans, but it's just different though. It's franchise.
It's absolutely
sports.
different.
The
It
team
is.
can
And
leave at any time, as
yes.
opposed to clubs that have been there for 100 years, and it's in their family and it's growing through it, right? And the
Yes.
club is always more important than the individual.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just fan cultures just vary. Maybe that's what it is.
It is. And your colonial outlook on it all did not.
That's partly what it is too, probably.
It really is.
European or British culture is more mache as opposed to the plastic.
Yay.
Yeah, papier mâché. So yeah, I'm sure we've upset people there.
Yeah. And that was a good 30 minutes of Sun versus Muller versus new fans versus old fans and how we
Yeah.
should
There's our
approach fandom.
YouTube clip. Our YouTube
And done.